Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at dividing with exponents, and we're going to have positive exponents, and we're also going to have negative exponents. So, what we do is we first start by looking at and finding all of our negative exponents. So, in number 1 here, the only negative exponent I have is this negative 1. So what negative exponents means is we're just going to take that u to the negative 1 and we're going to put it up top. Okay? It changes position. So if it was in the bottom and it's negative, it changes to the top and becomes positive. So we're taking this away from down here and we're adding a u to the first up here. So it's changing spots and becoming positive. Okay? So now let's simplify a little bit. We've got 4 u to the squared and to the first, so u to the third. And then we've got v cubed over, now we've got just 2 and then v squared down here. And then it kind of just goes back to what we've been doing. So we start with those coefficients out in front, 4 and 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that 2 stays right up there, up top. Done with those. U to the third has nothing in the bottom, so it's just going to stay right there up top. And then v to the third, where are there more v's? Up top. And how many more? Just 1. So this is our final answer right here. Number 2. Again, we're going to find the negative exponents. So I have a u to the negative 4th here. We're going to move it to the other side and make it a positive exponent. So we're going to take u, change it from a negative 4 to a positive 4. So then let's do some simplifying. All we have left up top was that 4. Then I've got 2 u to the first and u to the 4th, so u to the 5th, and then v squared. And then we can just do a little bit of extra simplifying here. So 4 divided by 2, we'd already know is 2. And then u to the 5th and v squared have nothing that they can combine with. So there's our final answer. Alright, let's go to number 3. Identify your negatives. So I just have this x to the negative 5th. It then transfers to the bottom, goes from the top to the bottom, and the exponent becomes positive. So let's do a little simplifying here. We've got 2. That x to the negative 5th went down there. So then 4. I've got x to the first and x to the 5th. So I'm going to have x to the 6th and then y to the 5th. And in this case, there's only something we can do with our coefficients. So 2 over 4 is 1 over 2. And then that x to the 6th, y to the 5th just stays down there. So this is our final answer. Alright, so now it's going to start to look a little bit tougher. So in number 4, we actually have 2 negatives now. So I have this m to the negative 1, and I have this n to the negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to take this m to the negative 1, move it down here, and it just becomes a positive. I'm going to take this n to the negative 2, move it to the bottom, and it also becomes positive. Alright, so I have a 2 up top, that's all. Then I have m to the 4th and m to the 1st, so that's 4 plus 1 is m to the 5th. And then I have n squared and n squared, so that's n to the 4th. And that's our final answer. Number 5. So in number 5, again, we're looking for those negatives. So I've got m to the negative 3rd, n to the negative 2nd, and then I also down here have an m to the negative 5th. Those all need to change places. So I've got my 5 up top, I've got my n down below. That's these two here. So now I have to do these next ones and change their positions. So I'm going to take m to the negative third, put it in the bottom, and make it positive. I'm going to take that n to the negative second, put it at the bottom, make it positive. Then I'm going to take this m to the negative fifth, move it to the other side, and make it positive. Okay? So now I can kind of keep going. So I've got 5 m to the fifth, so nothing changes there. Now I'll simplify the bottom. I'm going to do my m's first, so m to the third, and then n to the third, because 2 plus 1 is 3. Alright, so now, one last final simplification. We've got 5. And then, where do I have more m's? Up top, how many more? 2. That takes care of these. And then I just have n to the third in the bottom. So there's my final answer for that one. And then lastly, number 6. So again, we're going to take our negative exponents and move them first. So I've got 5 m to the fourth n squared, and then I'm taking this m to the negative fourth, moving it to the top, making it positive. Then I've got 2, and I took care of this already, n to the third on the bottom. So now we can simplify again. We've got 5 halves. That takes care of those up there. I've got m to the 8th. That takes care of those. And then we could honestly, just from here, kind of ask ourselves that question. So where do I have more n's? In the bottom. How many more? Just 1. So that's my final answer right there. I am going to, let's see, I'm going to jump down to number 10 because it has something in there that I want to make sure that we address. Okay? So, in number 10, we're finding all of our negatives. That's what we should be doing first. And we're going to change those places. So, I've got negative, and then 2 over 4. I have a b up here. So that takes care of all of those things. Now I'm going to start changing sides. So this a to the negative 2 goes to the bottom and becomes positive 2. This a to the negative 2 goes to the top and becomes a positive 2. This b to the negative third goes to the top and becomes a positive. I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Becomes positive. Okay. So now we've moved all our negatives. So now I'm going to simplify the top, simplify the bottom, then simplify between. So on top, I've got 2a squared b to the fourth. And then on the bottom, I've got 4a squared. Alright, last simplification here. So we simplified the top, we simplified the bottom. Now we need to simplify between the two. So I've got that negative out in front. And negative 2 over 4 is negative 1 over 2 when I reduce it. So it takes care of all that. A squared on the top, a squared on the bottom. Just cancels those. And then I've got a b to the fourth on top. So b to the fourth. So my answer, remember if there's like a 1 up there, we don't really need it. So my answer should be negative b to the fourth over 2. Which I have right here. Negative b to the fourth over 2. Okay, so when that negative is out in front of your starting problem, you just kind of keep it out in front as you simplify. Okay, and then that's it for today, guys.